Okay. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Community Engagement Commission meeting, May 15th, 2024, 6:00 p.m. Calling the meeting to order. Roll call. Commissioners, Summer Darrell,
Here.
Arlene Fisher-Marr,
Here.
Cynthia Gamboni.
Here.
And I'd like to ask that Aaron Asmuth, Bill Norman, Mark Saba be excused. Okay. We don't have to do a motion for that, correct, David?
If you want to administratively do it, you can administratively.
I'd like to
do it.
administratively do it. Thank you.
We know why they're not here.
Oh, good. Approvals. Agenda approval.
Move to approve the agenda for this evening.
Okay, second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, agenda approved. The minutes of April 17th, 2024.
I'll move to approve the minutes of April 17th, 2020.
Okay, second,
I will second that.
all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. The minutes of the workshop of May 13th, 2024.
Approve.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved.
In case anybody was wondering, Lisa does plan to provide a Word document summary of all that stuff that she was writing down, so that will be available.
Thank you, David. I was hoping that was going to be the
Yeah, I
case.
wasn't gonna transcribe all that stuff in the minutes.
I want it on 11 by 17 with color.
Yeah, because, well, under discussion in business, I had a couple of additional questions on our meeting, but minutes were fine. City Hall updates, David.
This is great. Thank you.
I didn't have any questions. I thought they were well-written.
You know, one thing I left out there, it seems to happen every month with me. On, I believe next Tuesday, just so you know, I think the Hometown Heroes banners are scheduled to go up again. There will be a second annual unveil ceremony at the high school this Saturday, 10 o'clock. So if you're not at Farmers Market Saturday and you have nothing else to do at 10 o'clock, you can check that out and join the community with that celebration.
That's excellent.
I'd also just like to say on your City Hall updates, the unfunded project list podcast episode was a great episode. If anyone hasn't listened to that, I found it very helpful, short.
Is it on YouTube?
Online, it's on
Apple and
Apple Podcasts,
Spotify, all the
iHeart
things.
Podcasts,
Okay.
Facebook site,
Okay.
top of the homepage.
Okay.
And just in general, anyone who hasn't started listening to them, yeah, they're great.
Okay, I'll start doing that. Thank you.
Yeah. But that one in particular, I think it just kind of speaks to what we're doing.
Why did you like that?
Well, it's a lot of the things that we're asked about, and cut and drying with Mark McAvoy, who is real clear on it. And yeah, I thought it explained, in general, what an unfunded project is and the roadmap for how those become funded projects and which ones are actually on the table or could be on the table right now. So.
I'll for sure listen to it then. Discussions in business, the May 18th workshop with Lisa Keys and the group follow-ups. So I guess I just had a couple of questions, and one of them that David answered for me was that Lisa is and will put those in a consolidated format for us so that we can review those. And I guess the next question that I have is there a timeline? I know we did quite a elaborate job of brainstorming, but then I wasn't sure what the next steps were. The work program, the project timeline. And how can we better, support her? But I think it would help with that project timeline.
And I think we did a good job of making it known how we can be helpful
Yeah.
to her specifically, to her department, and hopefully to other departments and commissions and parts of things that need us potentially. I think we worked really well together and we're providing a lot of information, and I would love to see us do more of that, in as many ways as possible. I thought that was a good pathway for
I thought it was.
engagement.
It was excellent.
So I'm hoping too is she starts to develop that sort of in public engagement, participation, that we can, be involved with sort of the work program timeline, because then we'll know how we can help to support. Cynthia, anything? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Kate? No other discussion? Transparency Town Hall proposal, final recommendations, Summer.
Yeah, so Bill and I, mostly Bill here, honestly, went through this again, and we went through it with, Mark and, David, and got another little piece from Robin in here, putting in stuff about the farmer's market. But, I hope that we're ready to hand this over as a recommendation to, city council. And Bill also put this through the little litmus test of the proposal submission form. So this to you here to look at briefly, if you want to hand that one over. We'll have it live in the binder. But again, we could go in and fill out more answers here, but I think just in general, if we just get used to putting anything we're gonna be bringing to council through this methodology and keeping these in the binder for either updates, they could be living documents, just whatever. I think it's a great start for us to do that. If anyone has any thoughts, I have a suspicion that even when we do officially sort of hand this over, the way we've presented this and our open communication with council that we've been establishing, if anything else comes up, I think we are available to help with that. I don't think this has to be one and done and we never see it again and aren't involved. I mean, I think we're gonna be very involved in this if it comes up. So I'm not super worried about going through this with a fine tooth comb, but if anyone has any thoughts, go for it.
I thought it was really well done, and I'm kind of a roadmap person. Give me A, B, C, D, and that's kind of how I function. And so I think this really gives us that roadmap that we need. And so it's well done. Thank you to
Great.
thank you both.
Yep, I agree. I really appreciate having a summary because you can sometimes have a handout and you're trying to maybe kind of read through it and you're like, what was this again? And, oh, here's the summary. Let me just catch myself up, right? So this is really helpful.
And I think we
this is
should
the-
give those to council with whatever we do each time as well. I think that, again, this is something that can live in the binder and therefore be seen by public, and it's all in the spirit of transparency anyway. There's nothing that isn't transparent about it. And if we find ourselves putting contact information or something, obviously we can not do that element of it. But in general, I think this is a nice summary and recap to go along with stuff too, and maybe get used to that habit.
Mhm.
Great.
It's a great process.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm excited to hopefully have them go on with the town hall with transparency. I think that's cool.
Oh, I do too. I understood the target date was for June. Is that
That to
still?
get them to have this essentially, to have an answer to what we're presenting to them. So that's not when the event would be held
Okay.
by. That's up to the, and again, I think Bill and I really worked hard in thinking in these terms that we really are an advisory group. And as much as we can use our expertise and try to give a concise thing to them to make a decision on, hopefully they'll make a decision based on what we've all, really, really thought hard about, and not leave room for confusion or anything, but, I'm here for it.
Okay. Farmers market scheduling. I was talking to David prior to the beginning
Real
of
quick
this.
on this last one.
Oh,
Does something need to be signed off on this at the end, or? I thought there was like
Let me
a couple
see.
of question marks.
So I was gonna fill it in after we had this conversation, if there was anything that came up,
Okay, okay,
basically,
got it.
and then kind of have it live in there. And then also, I think as we're getting any information as it comes back with dates or that sort of thing, we'll continue to,
So it's ready to go as is.
I think so, and I think
Got it.
everyone here says that, and I don't know that we need an official anything about that. You're right.
Okay, I'm done.
Thanks, yeah.
okay, sorry. Any other comments on the Transparency Town Hall proposal? Okay. Farmers market scheduling. I have a lot of questions on this one. So, I'll be honest, I started out on an Excel spreadsheet, gave it to David and, so people could either sign their names, and I also put, because one of the CEC members said, we'd like to have the themes that you're going to do, just so we know on each week, but somehow that got changed, somehow I'm not sure where we're at, David.
Okay, here's what I know. The mayor wanted to have, kind of a more universal, scheduling sheet for all the people who are involved with farmers market. She wanted to make sure the city's table is limited to probably no more than 4 people. She felt that having more than that was making it too crowded there. Keeping in mind that, she likes to be there pretty much almost every Saturday. Traditionally, there's a member of the city council there during non-election years. This group is represented there pretty much every Saturday. And then sometimes library staff will be there, friends of the library. I've seen school staff, well, I haven't been there those Saturdays, but I know school staff members have been there. So through her direction, our recently added recreation person, Mikkel Stevens, came up with a really nicely attractive put together sign-up sheet. This is the printed version. He also has it on Excel. He has each day there color coded. He has it split off for 2-hour shifts in blocks for the 4 different people who would be there during each of those 2-hour shifts, based on, mayor category, council category, et cetera. And as of sometime earlier this afternoon, we think we figured out how to sign this up online. So tomorrow I am planning to send you all a link and see if this works. I did an experiment with it. He did an experiment with it. Robin, I signed your name here for this Saturday for the first 2 hours, and it worked. So we will make this available and do it a test run starting tomorrow and see what happens. If there are problems, let me know. If it works, let me know. And the way this thing is set up online is basically all you have to do is scroll down, find the date, find the hours you want to sign up for. And all you have to do is just put in your name, and you don't even need to hit a save button. It just does it. And once you're done, close it out and it's stored. It's there for other people to see. You can only access it if we have put you on a list. So I have requested about 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, to put you all on a list. I don't know if he's done that yet, but cross my fingers. Hopefully tomorrow morning you're all on there, and we'll send it out, and hopefully it works.
Okay.
Does that answer that part for you?
Now,
Voice- oh, I'm
okay,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh, you do know that the Friends of the Library has their own list too, so are you going to include them?
The Friends of the Library will have, I assume whoever's overseeing that group, maybe Jandy, will put out a similar email like I've done to her group. And then we'll get those emails into the system for this. Our recreation person will add those. So they'll be on there. Same thing with city council members. I don't know if probably Kelsey would be adding those.
Well, okay, so I will no, actually, the person who's leading that effort is Sue Hamlet, so I
Okay.
will let her know to either contact you, or who should she contact?
Mikhail Stevens, our recreation person. And he got put in charge of this because in a way, it's a farmer's market is an activity at one of our city parks, so.
So basically tomorrow, we'll just look for the sign up sheet link.
Yep,
And then get signed up. Okay, perfect.
I didn't want to send it out this afternoon because I didn't know if anybody's addresses were in the system yet.
Well, I really like that because I have farmer's market responsibility with Rotary too, so this will be great to make sure I'm not duplicate. Can't be two places at one time, so this is great.
Okay.
Now, is this where I ask the question, will it cap at a certain people that, a certain amount of people?
Yes, there are only 4 slots per shift. This color here, this is this coming Saturday. This is a
I'm
2-hour
just
block
wondering,
here.
and
This is a
I can
2-hour.
kind of see it from here. I get the concept, but I'm just wondering, so if 3 people sign up from other organizations at 4 people from other groups or whatever, does that leave us out because there's only 4
Yeah,
slots of
there,
things?
there
or
there is
one
a,
for
there
each?
is a slot specified
I see.
for council member. There is a spot specified for
Got it.
mayor,
Got
a
it.
spot specified for CEC, and everybody else is called a city guest.
Got it. Thank you. I just want to make
Oh,
sure that there's somebody
okay,
from
good.
community engagement at least able to be there.
You know, I guess technically if somebody wanted to, double up, I guess you could put 2 names there. I mean, why not? But
Sure.
except the mayor says she wants no more than 4 people there, but
Heard.
Okay, so, okay, we got the schedule.
and I can pass this around and
I just-
it's nicely designed.
Okay, now here's the next big question, David. You know, I'm gonna ask you. Supplies.
Basically, tell me what you want to have for either this Saturday or Saturdays after that. The magnetic board just arrived yesterday. I haven't had time to put it together yet. It came with 3 magnets, so I doubt it'll be ready for
No.
this Saturday.
The magnets, remember those little ones I gave you from Amazon that cost like those would be perfect. They're
So we'll look into
multicolored there.
ordering some kind of a packet of small magnets, which will serve as voting sticker dots for this year. Again, I'm not sure they're going to be available by Saturday, but I think an okay chance that you'll have them the following Saturday. So we'll
Okay.
have this one available for
And then,
debut on
and then the
Saturday.
dry erase markers that I gave you,
Yep.
yeah, those would, because they're all colored and they're chiseled. They have to have that chisel. Yeah, they do.
Do you want me to
trust
give you an X-Acto knife so you can?
No, no, but that's why I gave you that specific one, chiseled, you know, okay. Well, if there's somebody else who'd like to do the artwork, I'm more than happy to, you know, but everybody said, you got to do it. So I said, okay, I can do it.
We'll also have a laminated version of the new May, June events poster that basically got put out there yesterday. We'll also have an 11 by 17 of the 2024 city capital projects, you know, the bigger projects happening this year, construction wise. Hoping to get that laminated because we need to buy some lamination supplies first. I'd like to get a map there of the trail of the Spokane Centennial Trailhead project. I know I've got a map, I just need to find it.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. On your calendar, the Friends of the Library are on here, Sue now, so.
Yep.
Okay,
And I think you're listed there on one of those dates too for them.
yeah, I am, and I could also do the CEC. I guess you can do both, correct?
And actually, I should have added, did you say you wanted to do both shifts on Saturday?
I could, yeah, because
Okay.
I told Bill that I could since he was gonna be gone. And I have no problem on Saturday if, because so many people are busy, I can service both with the Friends and the CEC.
And if the process doesn't work online, okay, I'll just send out emails to everybody to make sure we have the spots filled for the following Saturday.
And I always like when you reach out and say, hey, we don't have anyone,
Mhm.
if anyone wants to jump in.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Any other suppliers you think you'd be needing? Oh, we'll also have copies of the poster. for any businesses or individuals to pick up. I also did a reduced size version on 11.5 by 8.5 by 11 sheets. I tried a version that was like really small, like 2 up on a 8.5 by 11. The print is too small, so I'm not going to be putting those ones out. So there are small versions available if somebody wants to take one home, put it on the refrigerator. We'll have signs for like the 4th of July event, maybe in a couple weeks. I just don't want to get that out there too early. There should be some brochures for summer sports camps that will be available. Can't think of what else we have. That may be it.
Always a lot going on in the summertime. You've got 3 months and everybody crams in every day of the summer.
And farmers market is the topic of the next podcast. Got recorded last night.
Cool.
And you'll be doing the trivia question after we get done, I hope.
Can't wait.
Hey, nothing else in the farmer's market. 2024 work plan. So I developed this and every time, I start scratching things out as things get completed. And I forgot
Oh,
to
are you
do,
excited? Are you gonna do it? Oh,
develop these for farmer's market. That's done. And we had the comp plan outreach workshop with Lisa. That's done. Didn't get that. And we got the town hall public square outreach final draft done
Ahead of time.
ahead of time. Yeah, ready, that proposal will now go to them in June. And then, so we need to look at, I'd like to talk a little bit more, because when we first started on the budget last year, we talked about doing a video. And then we went to the city council workshop meeting, and one of the council members talked about a video. So is that something that we can start talking about and put that on the agenda for the next meeting and spend some time on that? Do you think that
Absolutely.
we're,
I don't see why, we can always start. We can put it on
Okay.
and see how it goes. And if
Yes.
it becomes something that's going to
and
be
just
tabled
start looking
later.
at some ideas and formulating those?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to propose that we put that on for a section of the next agenda meeting.
That could be a really fun project.
That, I've done these, they are so much fun. Which really now segues in, because we have this also on the work plan about the scheduled June meeting for the 2025 work plan and budget. So we were going to schedule a separate workshop versus one of the meetings to talk, because by August, per the ordinance, we have to have in the budget and our accomplishments, the report. And so we can use that as a template. And I think the question would be, we thought we would need a special meeting. Is that something we can put in on the regular schedule meeting, or should we do a special meeting for that? It's just something to,
2 options. The second option, if we do it on a regularly scheduled meeting of the CEC, excuse me, that would be the agenda item. For the, I think
It'd be our whole June meeting.
that would be our whole June meeting. So, either way, whatever anybody wants to do, I'm good with it.
I mean, yeah, it's up to everybody, because I know everybody's schedules get very crunched at this time of the year. And so that was just a proposal, a couple of them that we could, in fact, we could put the video on for the July meeting and do the June meeting and just have that concentrated on
The budget.
the budget and that special session. But I thought, just to give everybody alternatives, depending on your schedule. Because not only are we going to be doing meetings, the farmer's market takes some time too out of our schedule.
I would propose we do the June meeting for the budget. The CEC meeting via budget meeting. That works for everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of a side thing to check with that, get the ladies' opinions here. Is everybody going to be available June 19th? This is a key thing to get everybody's voices on. And and if not, you have the option to move the meeting date.
Right.
So my schedule is available on the 19th,
It's Juneteenth.
Juneteenth,
Mine is too. Yep.
okay?
Yep. Good. June 19th.
Yeah, that's our regular scheduled meeting, and then we will
Budget.
just work on that. And we do have the template. David can send us a copy of that. In fact,
Template for what?
remember last year, our accomplishments and then our budget and how we
We
did that?
Annual report.
The annual report, yes, excuse me. Mhm. Because we combine the annual report and the budget together. And we could use that at least as an outline and a template. In fact, if you wanted homework, David could send it out earlier and you could look at it beforehand. But homework hardly ever gets done, really.
Some people cram.
Will this be focused just on budget, or are you also going to be doing 2025 work plan for June?
Well, I think we should focus it on budget and accomplishments.
I agree. Is there a deadline for the other plan you were talking about? or-
Annual report is due end of August.
Okay, so we can
And the budget,
just do it. Yeah, the first draft is due.
yes.
I would argue that doing a budget without a work plan. Well,
Can we do them together?
that's what I'm wondering if the meeting really is work plan, budget, and then we continue the budget meeting either with a workshop or a committee or
I
a
agree.
something.
That's a great idea. Because it's kind of chicken and egg thing.
And especially when we look at our last years, we're gonna see that that's sort of the model, I think, for things too.
Okay, so cool.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Kind of think of it, we can't really, they coincide together.
They do.
They're
Work
married
plan.
together.
Mhm.
So we can't really do one or the other without
The work
both.
plan dictates-
Yes.
And to continue your analogy, June is really the egg of that process. You still got 2 more months. 2 more
Sure,
meetings.
sure, sure.
I
And this is
mean-
a good overview though of a work plan and budget like it is.
Okay, so we will keep that and plan to spend that at the June CEC meeting and concentrate on that.
And I would really make it even if we did it as the first part of the meeting is work plan, the second part is budget, so that we're really kind of beginning, middle and end, and then start getting into the
Okay,
official part of it.
yeah, come to think of it, yeah, I did put work plan and
You
budget
sure did. I'm
special
just throwing
session.
up- I'm
Yeah,
hearing exactly
you know
how-
what?
You already had this idea.
That is exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking of,
I
is
thought you
that,
Agree with your own thoughts there.
I know, I was saying, well, was that the work plan? No, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to take that back, David, yes. It is the work plan and budget special session.
And just on the note of the video, if we maybe can call whatever that is, special projects or something, so that as they come up, we can put them on that list, because we might, especially if we're going into work plan and budget, we might come up with a few more of those.
Mhm.
And instead of getting in the weeds with them, we have a list, which is a little different than a work plan and a little different than a budget. And a little different than the things we're presenting directly to council.
Yeah.
So just, again, whatever that is, media and special projects or something like that, whatever that is.
So I'll change that and I'll just call it special projects and then put,
Video, it said.
yeah,
videos.
i.e. videos.
Perfect.
And then
Mhm.
whatever anybody else has for special projects, because we actually provided, I think, when I looked at the budget, $5,000 for the video
Or videos.
or
you know,
videos. Yeah.
Videoing. And that,
Mhm.
and again, this is something I would probably get into when we got to that. I would say that maybe an approach wouldn't be, everything all concentrated on one video. Maybe it's just starting to get video into our whatever we're doing,
Mhm.
and just thinking in those terms. And then maybe
Mhm.
that leads up to a bigger one, or maybe it does start with a big one, but just
Mhm.
being more open to having that.
Yeah, as
media
part
in
of our
there.
discussion, more ideas will come along.
Sure.
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, who could we reach out to? Maybe high
Sure.
school groups, or they have a video department. Somebody who wants to be an aspiring videography could work
Sure.
with us. That'd be fun. But we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
Mhm.
idea.
Mhm.
Special projects.
They would think $5,000 for a
video.
budget is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we're not putting it all in one, I don't think we could just start doing it more.
Okay, so that's on the agenda. In fact, that's probably the main item on the agenda. I can't believe, yes, work plan and that's exactly what I was thinking. That they're married. Okay, we've done the schedule, the June meeting for 2025. Work plan will have it for the CEC meeting. And then we have other upcoming opportunities. So the ones I see are to stay, hopefully the town hall, they'll accept the proposal and we can move forward with that. We have the other opportunities. I remember during the city hall or the city council meeting, workshop meeting we had, that mayor was talking about possibly taking, a little to go to other places. So there are other places, there's Rocky Hill. Every Thursday, they have a get together. And what do we want to do? There's Barefoot in the Park where we're out there anyway, but do we want to do more than just have the kids come around the table and color the rocks? Is there something beyond that? It's just something to think about right now.
I think given the time, I think we can certainly come up with something.
Exactly, because Barefoot in the Park is in August.
Mhm.
And can we do something that goes beyond, because we're all out there, we all have, and that
Mhm.
goes beyond, the coloring of the rocks.
Which is fun.
Oh, it's fun. I'm out there,
I ain't gonna lie
I'm
to you,
out there
right?
coloring the
Yeah.
rocks too.
Everybody just sits down at the table and you're looking at everybody else's. It's fun. I really enjoy it.
It is. I enjoyed it too,
Oh,
but it might be
something.
something that we could add on in addition to.
You know, someone, this is just a thought, but I have always remembered this. When I was a child, we went to this, we went to the college in our town, little community college, and they had kids take big pieces of paper, were just from the wall to the floor, and they could just put their handprints and just paint with finger paints. And it's really messy, but what if we did something like that that's not so messy? So maybe we invite people to go ahead and put their handprints on some kind of paper that then we could display for some short period of time at City Hall, or just long enough to get some photographs of it, stick it in the splash,
Well,
something like that.
Even the rock painting, right? It's on a table. There's an opportunity for that to just be covered in paper with a question that you like posing, like, what's your favorite thing about Liberty Lake? And as they're doing things that could be, a parent and child engagement or just anything, what we already have, there's
Mhm.
a place for something like
And
that.
some engagement
Yeah.
there. There's some questions. And
Right, that's what I'm saying. 'cause
Yeah,
the thing about the rock
and
stuff
they
is it was
can
just how
write
much we want to put
on
in.
there.
Right.
It's because that's what, remember, demographics, city council workshop, and we even said that when we brainstormed, how do we get other different demographics to basically participate? And this might be, because when you go to Barefoot at Park, who is there? Lots of kids are there. And how maybe can we get them to integrate more so that it helps the department and the city to,
Do we have any old like chalkboards? I've been at events where they'll have like old chalkboards that are horizontal and they're placed on, stands, and they're just out there for people to walk up to and draw or answer a question, or we can, something along those lines. We
Well,
could probably find
At that park,
something.
we've done chalk on the sidewalks
Oh.
there. There's been chalk, like I always forget what this one was, but when there was a contest and people were doing different ones throughout the city and walking around, I think this would be a great opportunity for some chalk, just get some chalk for that day.
Yeah.
And you could either have structured things with a little, a theme,
Prompt, yeah.
draw your favorite thing or whatever, or it could just be unstructured.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, see, we have lots of ideas.
yeah, no, I think they're all great ideas.
Yeah.
And I was trying to say, we're already there, we're barefoot, there's fairly broad demographics that come there because look, you got the car show people that come there, you got the kids come there, you got the people that come there for wanting entertainment. So we have time
Mhm.
and think how else we can capture this so we can get engagement for a project or other engagement.
Yeah, what if there was something like in all the different segments, like over at the car show, or over where the kids are, we could set up something, something that's an engagement tool. So it could be like a chalkboard, or it could be something like that we're asking them to put their handprints on, or whatever we're thinking. And then we can combine them later to showcase them. Like, for example, if it was just like a flip chart. And if it was something.
We can
simple
hardly
like
get
that,
flip charts, it's
Yeah.
like the supply's so low. I asked David, mega pick flip charts, let's get 5.
or something like, and then you could have like maybe 4 of them spread throughout the park.
Yeah.
At different, like ones over with the venues, ones or with the vendors, ones with the car, ones with the kids, and ones wherever else. And then at the end, we can place them all together and show how everybody's doing different things, but then you can get everybody back together in at least, just at least through symbiote, like, what am I trying to say? Symbolism.
No, yeah,
Right.
I like that.
And
But
then,
would you have yes, because when you have an event as big as Barefoot in the Park and you have that diverse demographics, this is a great chance for us to think bigger.
Mhm.
And I think every time we have an event, if we can just, every event that's coming up, try to think of anything we can add to that or whatever that is. Because I think right now we think about our main big ones and what can we do that was kind of like last year and maybe something totally different. But I think there's a lot, just look at the calendar and each one's, if you get an idea, maybe send it to David or between ourselves in some way and figure out what can we do?
Anything, just-
Whatever it is. I think just maybe looking at each thing, even if it seems like it wouldn't be an opportunity for it, just stretch our brains a little bit and see if there's something for that event.
Right? I know, like, what can we do? Anything.
So
Decorate
I-
flower pots.
it's
with
just
ribbon
something
symbol.
for,
Mhm.
I do, I was thinking about the other day and I thought, when they talk about diversity, demographics, I thought, that event has the greatest amount of all the check the boxes that there is.
Mhm.
And so we just need to think, what can we do that captures more from our group community engagement? Painting rocks is fine. I let it, but can we do more? So it's just, let's think about it. And,
Like matching shirts that day. Ask me a question,
or something like that. Exactly. So just give it some thought. We have, well, August is when the Barefoot in the Park event happens. So we have June and July,
And if
June,
June's taken-
June is taken, so that means we have July. Okay,
Also think in terms of, I like what Summer said about look at the calendar. Look at the one that just came out, maybe look at last year's if you guys still have access to that in emails. To see what's happening in July, September, August. Michaela's done a nice job in reorienting some of the recreation web pages. See what events we have up there to kind of remind you like, oh, we got Touch a Truck coming back, something like that. But also think in terms of planning ahead enough so that the people who are organizing those events know that you want to add on something to it so that nothing's suddenly coming at them a week before the event and they've already got things lined out, you know? And also think of when is your meeting in July?
After the 4th.
yeah,
Those are some great ideas, David. Thank you.
Pay attention, close attention to the calendar.
Soon as we're telling it, make it your lock screen.
make it your lock screen.
I like that.
And maybe, yeah, I think it is good to look at the calendar. Maybe we can't go as big as what we want, but maybe we can go bigger than Paint the Rocks.
Boulder,
know-
you want a boulder this time?
Boulder.
Paint the
yeah.
boulder.
Great idea. What if you did have somebody come in with a big boulder and everybody, the goal was to challenge the community to get this thing painted
And move.
with your hands or with
Put your
whatever.
handprints on the boulder.
Yeah.
You know,
as many as
that
you
might
could.
even attract more than the paint, the rock type of thing. Yes, something,
And then plan B, where can we put the boulder?
I think it's gonna stay wherever it,
Oh, okay, okay, so it's William Parks, there's a boulder somewhere, and it stays there. That was fun.
We just put it back from where we got it. I don't know, just pick some. big rock.
There's some big ones over Chutina, let me tell you, they're unearthing them all the time.
Mhm.
So I could ask Joe or Jim.
Right?
We have a folder, and did you get the cat to take it over? But that, I think that'd really be something city council would have to give a nod to. I mean,
Right,
what-
right.
what
You
is
know.
The CEC just blocked the boulder.
It's very
Or,
engaging.
or,
You
or
didn't
the
even
Parks
paint it.
Department.
Yeah, the Parks Department.
Well, we should definitely blame it on them if it, if it happens.
Good, great ideas, you guys.
Mhm.
it's just something to think about.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, the logistics is always a difference between attainable and aspirational.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking real small on some level for some of these, like, let's have a little paper airplane making and throwing station. I'm literally thinking
Mhm.
that small of something that's just when some kids are still playing and some kids aren't, and people are talking and your parents are
Mhm.
talking, what do you, one more thing to do? And the
Mhm.
simplest thing that doesn't involve, needing to coordinate with event coordinators, a special booth and special equipment and any of our funds. I mean, I think there's just a lot of things that will come up in our brains and we should just be ready. If you see something fun that you're doing in your life, think about how we could translate it to the next event and then send an email to some people.
Origami.
Yeah,
I
great.
was with my kids just recently and I made them get off screens and then what do we do? I'm like, do you guys know how to make cookie catchers? And they were like, no. I'm like, well, let me show you.
Sure.
Or like you can make little boxes.
Little frog that jumps or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That'd be
mean,
easy
it could
enough.
just be something that,
Something like that, though, you might need somebody there showing people, which would be fun.
But that could be if somebody's emailing saying, hey, I'll bring a little card table and do jumping frogs today if anybody cares, and we'll have a thing that has a CEC binder there.
Yeah.
And some level of that, I think would be eventually might kind of take off on some level.
Mhm.
But just, we don't have to have formal stuff. We can just send emails to people, say, hey, do you want to do this on some level, I think.
Mhm.
okay.
That's the longest answer we've ever had to this particular agenda item.
That's because we have all these ideas.
I think we realize the budget is gonna take up our brain next time.
Yeah,
But
and
gotta
it
get
won't,
it
it
in
won't
now.
be as much fun on the, yeah.
Right. This is so much more fun of a conversation to have.
I don't know, I like the other one, but.
Okay,
Cool.
any public comments in the audience
Anybody
or?
online
Okay. Next meeting is June 19th, 2024 at 6:00 PM. And we already have our requested items for agenda. We need to focus. Work plan and budget special session. There's nothing else for the good of the order?
I'd like to just throw out to everybody who's not here, I mean, there's recaps and minutes and things like that. Maybe just we could send a, by the way, next meeting really is our work plan and budget,
Yeah.
and not much more than that. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks.
Okay,
That's a big lift. That's a meeting that I think we all
Yeah.
hopefully,
I
even
want
if
everyone
they're
to-
online, we talk. That's a big one. Okay.
meeting's adjourned. Thank
All
you.
right, good
Thanks.
job. Woo.
My daughter will be happy.